Hello, hello, OFP Nation. Welcome to another episode of Forex Focus, where we talk all about mastering the art of our mindset, our mindset in trading. Nick, are you with me? Can you hear me?
I was muted.
Oh, there you go. I'm sorry, I muted you again. Let's try that intro again. Welcome to another episode of Forex Focus, where we talk all about mastering the art of trading with a strong mindset. And today's topic, we are going to be diving into gratitude and how embodying and embracing a mindset of gratitude can help us as traders in a variety of different ways. Cool thing is, this week, traders, we actually have a guest. For those of you who were not with us last week was Andrea's last day on Forex Focus Live. So we will not be seeing Andy anymore on our podcast episodes. But we do have a trader from our community who wanted to come and hang out with us today and join us in this conversation. So we're really excited about that. And before we bring him out and introduce him, please let us know who's with us right now. Let us know in the comments, what is your name? Where are you from? So that we can shout you out. And we'll give you guys a minute before we bring our guest to the stage. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to say hi? Usually you guys are very talkative. Now, while we're waiting to see if anybody wants to say hello, let us know where they're tuning in from. I just want to say one thing, and that is this. We all understand that trading is more than just charts. It's more than just entries. It's more than just profits, right? It's a journey of discipline. It's a journey of growth and ultimately resilience, right? Perseverance. Some of the greatest traders that we see worked at developing this skill set over a period of time, right? So we understand that trading is a sprint. Well, sorry, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So when we approach it with gratitude, whether it's just for lessons learned, the progress we made, or even our setbacks, right? That sharpen our skills. Ultimately, we shift our perspective and we move ourselves from frustration to empowerment. And that's what we really want to talk about and hone in on today. So without further ado, traders, since no one's chit-chatting in the comments yet, we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring out our guest for today, who is Tommy. So Tommy, welcome to the stage, Tommy.
Seems like I scared everybody away.
Tommy, can you tell the community where are you from so that they know where you're from?
Hi guys, I currently live in the UK, and I'm originally from Transylvania. Lived a bit all over in Greece, in Cyprus, and 13 years ago I moved to the UK, and since then I'm living here in a beautiful Lake District, which is a very nice countryside.
Yeah, is that in Scotland?
It's close to Scotland, yeah. It's just near to the border, probably about 80 miles before I'm gonna get killed by somebody who's gonna correct me. I butchered the miles, but yeah, probably about 80 miles from Scotland.
Yeah. Transylvania, is that what you said?
Yeah, Romania.
Romania, I know.
Yeah.
Transylvania. Oh, you know, when I think Transylvania, I think Van Helsing. And I think, isn't that a movie, Van Helsing?
Yeah, it is a movie, and it's been part of it. It's coming from Dracula. It's actually not far from his home, from his birth town, actually, which is quite good. It's a nice castle to visit.
Who, Dracula?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the one and only.
The one and only Dracula. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Tommy, so awesome to have you with us today to kind of join us on this topic of gratitude. How Hello to the traders who have joined us live recently. Today, we're going to be diving into talking about just gratitude, right? And how gratitude can kind of help us shift from frustration to empowerment in our trading journey. And of course, everybody's invited to join in on the conversation at hand. So please hang out with us in the comment section. We would love to know who's with us today, what your name is, and where you're from. And if you have any thoughts, let us know. All right, gentlemen, I've been doing a lot of talking, so one of you has to kick off. But I'll dive into the questions. Nick, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so let's talk about this, right? Now, I have my thoughts, but what are some things, when it comes to practicing gratitude, what do you guys think that or how do you think practicing gratitude might contribute to someone's emotional resilience in the pressures of trading, right? What kind of thoughts come to your mind, about that? Who wants to go first?
I can.
Come on, you got it.
Oh, I can go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, I do think gratitude changes the vibration of your emotional state. Like when you're literally grateful for certain things, like let's just say you have like a $10,000 account. So, for example, you make the day with probably a profit of just $10. You probably would have made more, but because maybe the opportunity did not set up and everything, so you feel you did not do your best and you wanted to make probably more, you end up thinking you didn't, you probably get anxious. But when you apply gratitude to your trading, it will help you accept the fact. Even when you have lost, like when you have lost, if you know that you have maybe lost just maybe exactly 1%, you can be grateful to yourself that you just lost 1% instead of more, and that can put you in a better state of mind. I know that has happened to me not too far back, just like a month ago. Or is it 2 months ago? 2 months ago, yes. So I would feel overwhelmed on certain things, but when you become grateful, and I'm grateful, okay, I have managed to do one or two things which still align with my goal, that just puts you at a level of ease and acceptance, so to say. So yeah, it it will change your mood and your emotions as well. That's what I can say.
I just wanted to shout out Attila. Attila, how are you, my brother? How are you today? I think he also lives in some Lake
Yeah,
District or something like that,
yeah,
doesn't he?
absolutely. What's the funny thing? He's my
Yeah.
friend who got me into OFB.
Oh my gosh, that was you, Attila? You're the one
Yeah,
who
absolutely,
challenged Tommy to do it. That is hilarious.
absolutely, absolutely. Small world.
Attila, it's so nice to have you with us. Yeah, both of you have like a similar background. So yeah, that's funny. What are your thoughts about gratitude, Tommy? Like, have you ever found yourself
So
um
this might be. Sorry to interrupt. This
go
might be one of the funniest things ever. I was never really a spiritual person. I've always, well, not that I didn't believe in it, but I was just, had it in a back shelf somewhere that I just didn't think that this kind of thing existed the last couple of years, really. And everything when COVID happened and everything, it was just a mind blowing experience. You just didn't know what happened and how things are going. And we opened our bar literally just a few months before COVID hit. And 3 months later, we literally almost lost everything. And then I started listen to different podcasts and different things, and then I found different books about how to change your mindset, because literally I was waking up every day completely negative and just didn't know how to just how to start the day. And then I got a bit more into it, and actually, after the more I read about it, the more it sank in that actually, what, the way you think does affect your day and does affect your mood. And slowly it progressed to a thing that it's actually, I realized that it kind of affects everything that you do, really. So a positive mindset and how you stand emotionally when you set to do a task is going to affect the outcome quite considerably. So yeah, I think it's a big part of anything that you do to be able to have a positive mindset and a very balanced emotional life, I guess.
Man, that is kind of profound that you shared that, especially your journey. I think it's interesting how we view certain practices as being merely spiritual practices. Like, even, for example, meditation, right? A lot of people think of something as like mindfulness or meditation as just being a spiritual practice, but there's a lot of science behind these practices that support these practices and what they do for the overall human body. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to get deep into this, but I am a huge fan of quantum physics. And so I understand how energy and vibration in everything around us, including within ourselves and the human body, impacts a lot of different things. It's like a ripple effect. Um, and if you've ever studied Neville Goddard, or anyone like that, it's really, really, really fascinating to kind of understand. Wow, we really do have to pay attention to how we think, because how we think impacts our emotions, and then our emotions will impact what decisions we make. If I don't feel like doing anything today because I'm feeling down, or then I'm going to decide not to do anything. I'm going to decide not to try something new. I'm going to decide, and so it just kind of creates this domino effect, right? And so when we tie that into like our trading, especially like when we're thinking about gratitude, practicing gratitude, especially in trading, does nothing more than put us in a position where we're able to shift our perspective, right? It's like we're making a conscious decision to say, I know I'm having these setbacks, but I'm going to choose to, instead of focusing on the negative aspect of these setbacks, I'm going to choose to look at these setbacks as, wow, these setbacks are actually teaching me how to be a better trader. I'm so grateful for that, because as silly as that might sound to some people, it's actually true. Every time you make a mistake, every time you fail as a trader, every time you lose a trade, every setback is an opportunity for an ultimate comeback. It's an opportunity for you to examine your mistakes and learn from your mistakes, Um, so yeah, that's how I see it. Barry, Nick,
Yes.
you have anything you want to add?
No, I think you covered it really well and in depth. So yeah, I think it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no. So, all right, let's
Yeah.
talk about some gratitude practices um that may be effective in maintaining a balanced mindset in trading. Have either of you ever practiced anything specifically centered around gratitude?
Not necessarily trading wise. So obviously, I only, well, still not doing it professionally, or half. Was just starting to do it a bit more seriously than as a hobby, and obviously a lot of things that coming from the mindset and the gratitude kind of things you can absolutely focus on and implement in your trading strategies and the way you approach trading altogether. And obviously, I think, to me personally, if I do something good, if I start my day doing something good or helping somebody out, everything, that's going to give me a better feeling. So I'm going to feel better by myself. And then when you feel better about yourself, you're a bit more positive. And when you're a bit more positive, then it just translates back to the same thing before that we were talking before, that the more positive you are, the more positive the outcomes of your actions will be. So I think it's a very good thing to have a gratitude practice and to build it in your daily routine. Probably even just be happy that you can wake up and do the bed and say thank you to something. Or if somebody does you a kind thing, just probably lets you walk in front of them and everything, just acknowledge it and say thank you, because it's we live in a world that everybody's so rushing and everybody's just so focused on themselves that we kind of forget that there's so many people around us. And probably it's everybody, if you do a kind thing, I'm sure everybody deep down does appreciate it, even if they might not say it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's not just, obviously, we know these things don't just apply to us as traders. They also apply to every other area and aspect of our lives, right? So if we maintain a positive aspect, I mean, a positive mindset, and we have healthy practices, it's going to impact everything, so which is good, right? Because gosh, happy life. Who doesn't want that? Um, let's see, Nick, do you have any practices you've personally have implemented?
Well, not in trading. Oh, I've done so in trading, but not like directly whatsoever, like where I write it down and everything like that, but where I just try and condition my mind to actually be grateful for what I already have. And even just like focusing on the goal, like the goal, I've written it down. Yes, that's one thing. Then I try and see how far I am from that goal. And then I'll be like, okay, I should be grateful. Like I've been done like 10%, of that overall goal. So those are certain things which I believe I have implemented. But even way back when I was even younger, let's just say like 16, 17 years old, yeah, I would have like a gratitude book where I'd be grateful for all the things which I'd write on the daily. Then I learned something like you cannot actually be repetitive with your gratitude. Like, okay, you can say that, okay, the things which I'm grateful for are kind of repetitive, but then you need to feel that you're really grateful for that thing rather than just writing it, like just for the sake of, oh, let me fill my book with this gratitude and everything. Sometimes they even say like even just one thing you're truly grateful for it, rather than just writing the whole 10 list. Just like one thing you're really grateful for and you feel it, just changes your whole mood, changes the energy in the universe and everything like that. So it's a whole thing. Anyways, we can continue. I'm diverting a lot from all of this. Yeah.
Don't get Nick to talking because he could talk. I can talk too, but um
Hmm.
he knows. If you guys didn't know, Nick is my work bestie. Okay. So, he knows I'm a talker. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
so I would just say, um, one thing that I have done a lot, and for any of you who know my story, because the very first Forex Focus episode ever was me telling my story on how it took me 7 years before I found profitability, okay, as a trader. And 3 of those 7 years, I took a complete break from the markets because I was burnt out and I couldn't take it anymore. Um, but one thing that I have done that has helped me is just knowing that I am not where I used to be, right? Even though I may have moments in time where I feel like I'm not where I want to be as a trader, as far as the kind of profits I want to be seeing, um, or whatever the case may be. I always find it to be extremely helpful when I can look back at my entire journey and be like, dang, but I really have grown as a trader though. But I really have gotten better. And even though I'm not where I used to be, where I want to be yet, because I really believe I'll get there. But even though I'm not where I want to be, I'm extremely glad I'm not where I used to be, So I find myself being grateful for having gratitude for the progress that I have made. And I think sometimes for some of us, we get really caught up and so heavily focused on where we want to be. And we give so much energy to the fact that we're not there yet that we don't even realize at how far we've already come. We don't even realize all the progress we've already made. And there's power in taking time just in acknowledging that. So, oh, that was good. Let's mark that timestamp. Okay. No, I was just kidding. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, seriously though, I really mean that. So that is something I personally do. And one thing that I would recommend if anybody is journals, I would also recommend, you know, at the end of your trading day in your journal, just write a little note to yourself about what you learned from that trading day, from that trading session. Um, and what and express your gratitude for that lesson. Like, oh, I made this move and this is what it taught me. I'm grateful for this because now I know moving forward, this would be something better for me to do in my trading approach, which will then ultimately do what? Sharpen your ability, your skill set overall as a trader. So yeah, those are my thoughts about some practices. Marinda, hello, darling. How lovely for you to join us this week. It's so good to see you. So yeah. Whew. All right. Well, so this next question, I wonder if we might be able to expand on this. How might gratitude help traders overcome setbacks or periods of market volatility? Nick, do you have any initial thoughts about that?
Can you repeat the
So,
question slowly?
yeah. So
Okay.
overcoming setbacks or periods of market volatility. How might using gratitude be able to assist in times like that?
Okay. So it stems back from how you'd backtest, right?
Mhm.
So if you backtesting, I believe, is also a form of gratitude. Yeah, because you're going back into time to see how your strategy performed, and you can see how also there were periods of drawdowns, of course, and where it actually reversed, everything reversed, and where your profits just kept on running more and more. So same with gratitude during the setbacks. You can keep in mind that your strategy is probably something that occasionally happens, and there is nothing you really need to worry about but to follow the plan and everything, even when it's not going your way. But then, if you do know that, okay, this system is not working and everything like that, and then there's a limits that you have set and all of that, then you need to then change up your gratitude. I think it would have to be like, this is not the only system in the world. There are other systems that will help propel me to my overall goal and probably recoup the losses that I made. Something like that. That's a type of gratitude that you can add to your list. So that can also reframe your mind, because it's all about reframing your mind and seeing the opportunities in the setbacks. Because like there is always good in every bad thing that occurs, whether we like it or not. It's always there. Yeah. So a setback is not a bad thing
No,
100%. A bad thing, probably 70%. Then there's that 30%, 20%, 10% that you can actually see the good. Yeah.
I think too, especially during periods of market volatility where we might be experiencing more loss than what we are used to, as a result. Um, I think shifting into a different state of mind can also help in kind of steering a trader away from revenge trading, and making those careless emotional decisions that we typically tend to make. when we allow our emotions to get carried away, instead of pausing and actually taking a moment to kind of reflect on what we're feeling, in that moment, right? I don't think it's a common practice for a lot of us to pause and be like, okay, wait a minute, what am I feeling right now? But man, in this profession that we're in, I think this is something that we might have to consider learning how to get better at, is being more self-aware, right? The more self-aware we are as traders, I feel like that can help us to make better trading decisions. You know, because we understand when I am not in a neutral neutral state of mind, I can make decisions that may not be my normal decisions I make as a trader. So as soon as I start feeling myself get a little emotional, a little stirred up, it's like, can I be self-aware? Can I pause for a moment and really, okay, wait a minute. What am I feeling right now? And why am I feeling this way? And what can I do before I do something stupid? You know? So yeah. Tommy, do you have any thoughts, friend?
Yeah, it's quite. I kind of agree everything that what you said over there and what Nick said before. And the only two things I could really just add to it is one thing that you're definitely going to be gratitude. You're going to show gratitude to everything that you can imagine when volatility. If you don't get liquidated, if you forget to put a stop loss, you're definitely going to be grateful that that's not happened. And you know what? Just obviously, it might sound a joke, but honestly, as I'm not doing it professionally, I'm just trying to learn now more and more to take it more seriously. It did happen to me quite a few times in the past. It just, set a trade off, forgot to do stuff, and then just you wake up, whoop, your account's gone. It's just my fault.
Yeah. That's not
But
a
then,
good feeling.
no, absolutely not. So if you have anything left, if you forget to put a stop loss, you're definitely gonna be grateful and you're gonna be happy. I know it's a bit, it's not really on point to the topic,
No,
but it's just one of those things.
No, having gratitude for a trading plan and proper risk management is definitely something to be grateful for,
But
Uh,
the other thing that I'm really grateful for, and I think it helped me a lot since I joined OFP, is with I know you call it inconsistency score, but to me it's actually a consistency score, because it helps you to manage your losses and adjust your plan really. So you always have to be on it, and just make sure that you always put your stop losses and take profits and everything, and just maybe sometimes let what I'm also finding now to learn that just you said it, just forget about it and let it go, which for me for the last few months or years it was quite difficult, because obviously, like you mentioned about emotional and revenge trading and everything, and yeah, that was me. I always said, whoops, it hit my loss, it was going my way against me, and then I'm just jumping in and going straight forward. So it's definitely that's something I need to focus more on, and to implement it more on my trading journey.
yeah, definitely. I appreciate you so much for sharing that. Miranda says it's nice to see us all. Nick, it's nice to see you, even though we don't see you.
We
Well,
hear you
guys,
and we appreciate it.
yeah, we hear you. We can't see you. For those of you who are new here and aren't familiar with why Nick cannot go like visual, it just has to do with where he lives, and there are certain times of the day where the internet and the power is better than others, and so it doesn't always work out with him being able to be on camera. So that's really the only reason why he doesn't typically get to show his face. Did I get that right, Nick?
Yes, correct.
So yeah. All right. Man, psychological benefits of gratitude. I was actually looking this up, right? Because I'm not an expert in all things sciences are concerned, but some of the things that I found, Practicing gratitude psychologically for us and for the human body, number one, helps to reduce cortisol and stress. Stress, which I think is an important thing, right? For us to not be so stressed out as traders. I mean, because what are some ways that being in stress could impact us in trading? Anybody have any thoughts on how stress might impact your trading?
I guess if you could take stress out of trading, it'd be probably the easiest thing. But I think it's just it just comes with it. I don't think you can take it out completely. But obviously,
Not
the
completely.
more, but I mean, some people actually might be able to. I'm just talking about myself and my experiences in
Yeah.
the, but obviously, I'm guessing professionals will be able to. They will have to be able to do it if you actually just make a living out of it. You definitely have to be able to take it out.
I think what happens is, though, we have to kind of ask ourselves where that stress is coming from, right? Because what is causing you to be stressed out to begin with? Okay. And I think these are a couple things that come to my mind. Um, I think, some of the things that cause us to be stressed out to begin with is number one, we are married to an outcome in our mind, right? So we desire to see a specific outcome. And when the outcome that we desire to see doesn't play out, it stresses us out, right? We get frustrated, we get upset because we are so zeroed in and so focused on having a specific outcome when it comes to our trading, instead of being kind of free from an outcome, right? Just being committed to our process instead, and then just receiving whatever the market gives us, and not being so heavily tied to the outcome every single time. So I think that's one reason why we might find some stress. Another reason I think some of us experience stress and pressure is because for some traders, trading is the only source of income that they might have, right? And so with the amount of uncertainty and inconsistency that we experience in trading, that can create stress when you feel the pressure of providing for your family. To our friends who are in the comments, what do you guys think about that? Would you agree that those might be some reasons why, as traders, we might experience stress, right? Maybe we just feel pressure from needing to take care of our families, right? And needing to make the profits we need to make to be able to do that. Or maybe we feel pressure from meeting guidelines for a prop firm we trade with, and maybe that can also create stress. So I definitely want to open that up to the comments. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah. uh, just repeat the question for me again nicely,
I would.
slowly, so I can hear you are breaking a little bit.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
Was it because it was only directed to the audience?
No, anybody can answer. I was just sharing what I think causes stress in us as traders. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as a trader myself, and I know this is why trading is not my only source of income, because I would lose my mind if it was. I would feel the pressure, I would feel the stress, so for me, I'm all about keeping my day job, and trading is just the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someday that will change. I don't know. Tommy, you have a thought?
So obviously, it's trading is not my only income, so it's. But
Right.
I'd like, probably I would like it the one day. It may be my main income, if it makes sense. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously you can make some serious amount of money with relatively very easy or not so hard work, as in compared to any other physical labor's jobs. So it's obviously it's a lot easier to sit in front of a laptop. It's more draining, more stressful.
Yeah.
But I'm sure with all these things that you can put in place, it just would make your life a lot more easier. And obviously with the gratitude thing, and I think you just implement that into everything, and focusing on all learning about everything, and just try to stay positive, and if you'll have a better approach and a better or more consistent journey as a trader, I would imagine. Because since I started from January, I had my ups and downs, but just don't give up and try to stay positive and learn from the setbacks, like you guys mentioned earlier, and just try again.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the sake of time, what we're going to do is we're going to start kind of just wrapping up our final thoughts. But I did want to ask Nick, what are do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with our audience today about, just to kind of wrap up thoughts about gratitude? Any advice you feel like could be helpful to the community? Can't
Yes,
talk.
never be too hard on yourself when it comes to trading. Some things happen for a good reason, and always look for the good in the situation rather than all bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree. Definitely. And also too, like if you are someone who has been working at this for a while and you know that you have made progress, you have improved, um, take some time to be grateful for the progress you've made. If you have mentors that you work with, take some time to be grateful for those mentors who are taking their time to kind of help you to also sharpen your skill, your ability, and grow as a trader, right? There's a lot of different things for us to kind of shift our focus on and be grateful for, instead of focusing so much on us not having yet what we desire. Because the more we give our energy to what we don't have, believe it or not, the more we won't have it. It's just for some reason the way the stars align. It's just like the more we focus on not having something, the more we don't have it, right? So, and then of course it doesn't make us feel very good. It does really increase our stress, and then as a result, we find ourselves making poor trading decisions, which make things worse. So instead of setting yourself up for going down that rabbit hole, um, try to shift your perspective and look at the positive things. Look at the things that have helped you to get better. Look at the lessons you have learned from the mistakes and from the setbacks. And that is what I want to leave you guys with today, because that is the one thing that helped me to persevere for 7 years. Okay. um, so yeah, if there's anybody who can tell you that, it'll be me. So I just wanted to leave that with you guys today. If you all, oh, Tommy, is there anything you want to share, my friend, before we bid everyone farewell?
No, I think you guys covered literally everything. There's nothing else I could add. It's just
Yeah.
just actually, we have all said the only thing that I could say is probably actually, when you have setbacks and everything, sit down and actually learn from them. Not just say, "Oh, I made a mistake," and I just carry on doing the same thing. Actually, look back on what you made the mistakes, and learn from them, and try to do better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, whether people want to believe it or not, man, I feel like trading is a spiritual journey. You really have to become a very different person. I've become a very different person. And every time I grow and become a better, higher, I don't know, version of myself, my trading gets better. So, um, so yes, we just want to say that if you guys got any value from today's topic, leave us some love in the comments. Let us know what key takeaway did you take from today's conversation. And make sure you guys give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go on ahead and do that. And make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you get notified when we do go live. But other than that, oh, I wish Andy was here. Other than that, we say, I don't know what we say. I just know that
Oh,
remember.
you forgot it.
because Andy always says it. So it's like, but
Okay.
remember that with Forex focus, success is just one trade away, you guys.
Anyway. Mm-hmm.
We will see you next Monday. Thanks so much for tuning in. Tommy, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.